In the previous video lecture, we have discussed about overloading and how to avoid overloading using a fuse. A fuse wire, as it has high resistivity and low melting point, you can use a fuse wire in order to prevent the circuit and in order to save electrical components in an electrical circuit from overloading. Now, in this video lecture, we will be learning about short circuit. We will be learning what is meant by a short circuit and why does a short circuit damage electric wiring and the devices connected to it. So we will see what happens when a circuit is being shorted. Yeah, look here. We have a battery along with a tap key, and we have few electrical components. There is one resistor here. There is a bulb here which are connected. I consider this as R1. I consider this as R2. There may be many number of components present in the circuit, and here we are connecting battery of voltage V, and you can switch on the circuit. When you switch on the circuit, usually current flow through this. Some current I comes to this region. It will pass through resistor R1 and resistor R2. R2 is the resistance of the bulb. Now, when you are connecting this point, let me take this point as P and this point as Q and this point as A and this point as B. I'm just naming these, I'm indicating these points as P, Q and AB. If you are not joining PQ, if there is no connection between these two ends of the wire, P and Q, the current would, there is only one path and that will be going through resistance R1 and R2 and it comes through BQ and to the negative terminal. Now what I do, I will just take another wire and I will connect from P to Q. I'll connect it from P to Q. So I am taking a wire and I am connecting it from P to Q. And there is no component between P and Q. There is only a wire which is connected from P to Q. And there is no other component present in between P and Q. There is no resistor, bulb, ammeter, any device we are not connecting from P to Q. P to Q is just a wire. When you are connecting it with wire, what actually happens is the current flowing through the circuit. The current comes from here, I current comes here, I current comes here, and that current will be entering into this point P. When it comes to point P, it has two paths. One path is from P to Q and another path is from A to B. Current which is coming over here, which enters at point P, as PQ is connected with just a wire, the current always choose shortest and easiest path. If it is traveling through PQ, PQ is just a wire, there is no resistance offered in between P and Q. Therefore, the total current which is entering into P get traveled from P to Q without entering into AB. It means that by connecting a wire PQ in between the ends of the circuit, the current which is coming to the point P without reaching this resistor R1 and R2, directly it is coming to point Q and it enter into this end. It means you are shorting the length from P to Q using a wire without the actual passage of current from A to B. By just using a wire in between P and Q, you are making another shortest and easiest path for the current to travel from P to Q. This process is called shorting. This process is called as shorting. Now, due to shorting, what actually happens is when the current which is coming over here, as there is no resistor, as there is no resistance from P to Q, if there is no resistance from P to Q, we know that I is equal to V divided by R. If suppose you are connecting some voltage, if this voltage is 10 volt, and resistance R1, I am considering it as 5 ohm, resistance R2, I am considering it as 5 ohm, then current initially I1 will be equal to 10 volt divided by R1 and R2 are in series, that is 5 plus 5 ohm. This is equal to 1 ampere. Actually, 1 ampere is the current which should flow from the circuit without any shorting. This is without shorting. This is without shorting. Now, when you are shorting, what happens is it will become I dash, which is equal to 10 volt divided by, there is no resistance R1 and R2 connected from P to Q. P to Q is just your wire. As wire does not offer any resistance, of course, it offer very negligible resistance. I am considering that negligible resistance as 0. So, as wire offer 0 resistance and we are considering this as conducting wire. As conducting wires offer 0 resistance, or you can even call it as negligible resistance, 0 or negligible resistance. R is approximately equal to 0. So resistance of the circuit will become 0. Therefore, I1 dash is equal to 10 volt divided by 0. Something by 0 gives you infinity. Something by 0 gives you infinity. That means I1 dash tend to become infinite in the circuit. As I1 dash tends to infinity, if a current is maximum, H is proportional to I1 dash whole square, heat developed in the circuit. Heat developed in the circuit is maximum. Therefore, circuit break due to short circuiting. So as due to circuit break, that means when the current is flowing, like the new current after shorting will be I1 dash, and that I1 dash will be drawn from V to from this battery, and it will be passing through this PQ. These wires could not bear such very high heat developed in the circuit. As a result, as these wires does not bear that much amount of heat energy, at some particular point, at some melting point, these wires will undergo melting. As a result, the electric wiring and the devices which are connected to that wiring gets burnt, and this is the disadvantage of short circuit. Let us learn few problems. Coming to the first question, the potential at point A is dash when the potential at point B is 0. Here in the circuit, the potential at point B is given as 0. This is 0. The potential at this point is 0. And you have a battery which is 2 volt. And there is a resistor. There is a resistor in the circuit which is 5 ohm. And current passing in this resistor is 1 ohm, 1 ampere. I'm sorry. You want to now find out voltage at point A. You want to find out voltage at point A. This is how much you are supposed to find out. In order to find out voltage, we will just write Kirchhoff voltage law from A to B. Using Kirchhoff voltage law from A to B. From A to B, we will be just using Kirchhoff voltage law. So start from A. We will be starting from point A. I can write it as voltage at A minus current in this circuit is 1 ampere and resistance in the circuit is 5 ohm. VA minus IR, and you are going from positive terminal to negative terminal of the battery. Therefore, it is minus 2 volt minus voltage at B is taken to be as 0 minus 0, that is, or you can write it as voltage at B is equal to 0. So voltage at B is however given as 0. So this can be written as VA minus current in the circuit is 1 ampere, resistance is 5 ohm minus 2 minus 0 or is equal to 0. This gives you VA minus 5 minus 2, that is minus 7 is equal to 0. Therefore voltage at A is 7 volt. 7 voltage at this point, VA is a 7 voltage in this particular circuit. Next, coming to another problem, two bulbs have ratings 100 watt and 220 volt, 60 watt and 220 volt. Which one has the greater resistance? You should find out which has greater resistance. Now, as we know, power P is equal to V square divided by R. This is the basic relation which we can use in order to find out the resistance. Now in this formula, you just substitute the values 100 watt and 220 volt. What is power given? 100 watt is equal to 220 into 220 divided by resistance R1. This 0 gets cancelled, this 0 gets cancelled. Finally, R1 you can write it as 22 into 22 ohm. That is R1. Now let us go for next R2. 60 watt is equal to 220 into 220 divided by R2. This 0 gets cancelled, and 2 3 6, 2 11s 22. This gives you R2 is equal to 220 into 11 divided by 3. Now you can cancel this. 3 7s 21, remain is 1 0, 3 3s 9, remain is 1 0.3, so on. R2 is equal to 73.3 into 11 ohm. Clearly you can multiply this. R1 is equal to 22 into 22. 22 into 22, it is 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 8 and 4. This is 484 ohm. What is R1? Next, R2 is equal to 73.3 into 11, that is 73.3, 3 7, 3 3 7, this is 3 3 3 6, 7 plus 3 it is 10, 7 plus 1 8, and here is this point, that will be R2, which is equal to 806.3 ohm. R1 is 484 ohm and R2 is equal to 806.3 ohm. Therefore, R2 is greater than R1, that is the resistance of two bulbs. Yeah. We have three questions displayed on the screen, A, B and C. We will see one by one. First, let us solve question A. A wire of length 1 meter, L is given as 1 meter, and a radius R is equal to 0.1 millimeter. 0.1 millimeter can be written as 0.1 into 10 power minus 3 meter. You just convert it into meter. Now L is 1 meter, R is 0.1 millimeter, has a resistance capital R is equal to 100 ohm. Find the resistivity of the material. What is formula for resistivity? Resistivity rho is equal to R L divided by A. So resistance, I'm sorry, we have R is equal to rho L divided by A. So rho will be equal to RA divided by L. Now rho is equal to, what is R? R is given as 100 ohm. Area of cross section is pi R square. Pi into R is 0.1 into 10 power minus 3 whole square divided by length of the conductor is 1 meter. This is 100 into 3.14 into, this can be written as 10 power minus 4 whole square 10 power minus 8 divided by 1. This is resistivity rho for the first one. You need to calculate that. That gives you answer for the first question. Next, coming to second question B. If the resistance of your body is 1 lakh ohm, resistance of the body is given as 10 power 6 ohm. What would be the current that flow in your body when you touch the terminals of 12 volt battery? Voltage is given as 12 volt. So you are touching a battery of 12 volt. With left hand you are touching negative terminal, with right hand you are touching positive terminal. So that circuit is said to be on. This is connected to a battery. As a result, some current I pass over here. This is 12 volt. Resistance of your battery is 10 power 6 ohm. I want to find out current in the circuit. I is equal to V divided by R. I is equal to V is 12 divided by resistance R is equal to 10 power 6. So I is equal to 12 into 10 power minus 6 ampere. This is current flowing through the circuit. That means through your body, that much amount of current pass through if you are connecting in between 12 volt. Next, coming to question number C. A uniform wire of resistance R is equal to 100 ohm are melted and recast into wire of length double that of the original. So we have a wire of length L and recasted final length is equal to 2 times length L. This is after recasting. After recasting, what would be resistance of the new wire formed? You want to find out resistance of the new wire. We know R is directly proportional to L square if volume is equal to constant and the wire is recasted. We can consider that R is directly proportional to L square. So I can write R1 by R2 is equal to L1 square divided by L2 square. R1 is given as 100 ohm divided by R2 is equal to L1 is L square. L2 is equal to 2 times L whole square. This is L square divided by 4L square. L square gets cancelled. That is 1 by 4. So R2 is equal to 100 into 4, which is equal to 400 ohm. That is the new resistance of the wire. After recasting, its resistance increases to 4 times.